a moon lover.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters out there. Welcome. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of The Trader's Edge. Thank you so much for joining us. And, folks, you can watch this show live on TigerTV. Really urge you to do that because you'll be able to look at the charts that we throw up on the screen. These might be charts that you actually call about. If you've got something that you want to, that you're holding in your portfolio and you'd like to see maybe, where's it going, we can take a look at it on a shorter-term basis, a longer-term basis, whatever you'd like. I'd be able to help you to identify from a chart pattern standpoint what might be going on inside your equity. You can always give us a call at 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for, hopefully you're just, if you've been up on the West Coast for a while, thanks for joining us. Thanks for kicking your day off, at least on the TFNN side with me this morning. Of course, we go 24 hours a day. We've got this great system where even if we're not recording live, we're replaying our shows so that you can catch up on all the great contributors that we have around here. Today is no different. After this show, you've got Tom and myself doing the Money Masters show. And then following that, you've got Basil Chapman today. And then it's all about health. It's Health Friday, health in your mind, health in your body. And we've got Nico DeHaan, who's going to take us from the noon to 1 time frame. Then we come back. David White is the warm-up band today for the Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. So, again, thanks for joining us. I absolutely love being here with you. It's amazing just how fast time flies. And time is absolutely something that we can't get back. We know that. And certainly, I don't know about for you, but for me, the older you get, and each day we get older, time just seems to just zip right by, and soon the weekend will be gone. And we'll be back here on Monday morning at 9. But the question is, what are you going to do about your weekend? Just reflecting back just a little bit more on Steve Jobs. Now, before I do that, when I start my day, if you're looking at Tiger TV, it's always putting me in the right frame of mind. There's no question in how I correlate this to Steve Jobs and anything else that you've done that you're successful at in life. And I know that everybody out there is successful. If you're joining in here, this is one heck of a great peer group that we have. And I know that you've had success. It doesn't matter where it is that you're at in your life, whether it's emotionally, physically, financially. It doesn't matter whether you're at the top of your game. If you're at the top of the game, your game, and you're like myself, you're always looking for another level because there's no reason to be satisfied if you're breathing, if you're living. There's always more to be able to attain. And when you can attain more, you can help more. And if you're in the midstream or you feel like life is kicking you in the gut, well, then this is the place to be. TFNN, we've got a great way to help you with your mindset. In my case, it's always, and I think it's yours as well, sometimes you just do it unconsciously. It's about simply getting back to a state of mind where you're at your peak, if you will, where you are at the most strongest. When you're making decisions, you want to be there. In my case here, it's over in Lanai, Hawaii. I encourage you to go there. I don't think it's just my place, but, in fact, I know that Bill Gates, bought a piece of property. He's got a view of this rock as well. Now, he doesn't have his house built there yet, or he didn't as of the last time that I was there, but this is a great view. It's a great spot. Just on the other side of those clouds is Maui, one of my other favorite islands, if you will. And it's a good way to start your day because it's all about how is it that you're going to get to a peak mindset. Because if you take a look at Steve Jobs and what he did, it was all about really his mindset. If you just simply take a look at the way that people were talking about him over the last couple of days. And so Money Mastery, which is really one of the reasons why you're tuning in to this show, is, when I take a look at the most powerful, the most successful, the happiest achievers of our generation, they have one thing in common. They have a competitive advantage. Competitive advantage is a good thing to have. And that competitive advantage, folks, that is their mindset. And that's what I really want to be able to help you get straight when it comes to the money game. one of the easiest ways to get that competitive advantage and to have that mindset, because, you know, there's nothing like being able to go into a trade and know that you've done all your homework and the trade ought to work. But when it doesn't work, you want to be able to learn how to fail successfully. And that's what it is that I teach. That's what it is that I preach. That's what it is that I want you to try if you haven't tried it before. Because what it will do is actually will go ahead and give you so much confidence, such a belief system about being able to learn to play the money game. Because if you learn how to only risk 1% of your trading capital, you'll be amazed at just how free you are, how amazed you'll be open to understanding that you can still make great money. You don't have to have a winning trade every time. You do all your homework so that you put your money to risk at the right time. But if the trade doesn't work out, you expect that you're going to have trades that just simply don't work out. That's part of your positive expectancy. That's not a negative expectancy. And when you can do that, folks, that's where you've got your mindset. Now, your losses, you don't want to lose the lesson. So you go back to your losses. You go back to your decision. Sometimes you just simply write things down on a journal. I mean, that's really the best thing that you can do, is if you can go back and you can make a trade and you just simply wrote down why it is that you made that trade or what it was that you were thinking. Look, maybe you're just simply making your trades from advice that you're getting from folks like myself or others. Whatever it is that you're looking at, you know, if you're trying to learn the systems or learn the charts that we're looking at, you know, go back, take a look at it, see why it was that you were entering that trade, but write down that emotion. But mostly, what I want you to do is I want you to get that competitive mindset, and that's the money game. And so I want to show you just a couple of things this morning. You know, it's a wonderful Friday, and I want to be able, because my real outcome is to contribute to you. If I can just reach 2 people a day, that's 10 people a week, that's 520 people a year, and I can teach them this, I know that I can increase the wealth of 520 people per year then. If I can do that, boy, that would be a beautiful thing, because once that 520 learns this process and is starting to get the outcome that they want, that 520, they're going to tell people. That's then 10,000, or not 10,000, that's 1,040. And when you start taking a look at the compounding effect of what it is that we can do, and in this day and age, this economy, this world, look, you got the futures are up right now. You got the Dow futures up 70, you know, the NASDAQ futures up 10. It's all about the fact that we've added 144,000 jobs or something like that last month. Folks, 144,000 jobs, if you did that for the next year, we're not even good, you know, at 9.1% unemployment, and we know that's not a real number. You know, the reality is things aren't fixed. Things aren't fixed over in Europe. We're in the worst absolute bear market that none of us have lived through this. We're going to live through it, though. I sure hope that you're going to live through it. And what I want you to do is I want you to get economically in the right frame of mind when it comes to the money game. So when you take a look at what it is that I send out to my subscribers, I'm going to show that to you on the screen, but I'm also going to show you the tool, if you will, the position size tool. Because that tool, folks, will help to make you more money. It doesn't matter whether you're trading my system or your system. You really need to understand the power of position sizing. So when I see a trade set up like I did here in ZAG, and this was last week, I think it was last week, as the market was crashing down, what I was looking for, because we were in such a narrow band on the indexes, I was looking for strong equities. What was behaving strong in a market that was going down? Well, ZAG happened to be one of those. If you take a look at, and so I sent out an alert, a Twitter alert, if you will. There was the Twitter alert. And what I sent out also was the copy of the pattern, and that pattern showed a big support line where we had this volume here. And I know it's small, but you want to take a look at this. We can blow things up, afterwards when we come back from a break. This showed a Gartley pattern, so you hear us talk about those Gartley patterns. That's what's showing up here. You can't see it that well, but this is a 2.618 expansion. You know, I talk about the 6 numbers that I call sacred geometry, and we also had a bullish engulfing pattern that then came back and confirmed that for us. So we had everything. But the real key here was the position size. And so if I go to the position size piece of this right here, give me 1 second to pull that up. On the position size, folks, what this is so helpful, I give you the data so that you can identify exactly what, and when I say position size, that's how many shares. So in this case here on the system, you just simply type in the symbol, you do a quick search, and what this is going to do, this is going to go pull the last 10 days data. It pops up the name so that you know if it's the right name. In this case here, you're selecting whether it's a stock, it's an ETF, whether you're going long or short, and then you would input your capital. This is so important input. How much are you trading with? Are you trading with 10,000, a million, $500,000, what's the number? I'm just going to throw in $100,000, if you will, for this exercise. And what's the risk taken? You don't have to take 1%. You can take less. I don't suggest that you take more until you really understand the expectancy of your trading system. But all you need to risk is 1%. And that's 1% of $100,000. Now, in this case here, my system automatically goes out and finds the average true range. What's the average true range? Folks, that is on a daily basis, and I'll go down here at the bottom of the slide. It's a little bit grayed out. It shows what the high and low of the session was from the prior day. In this case here, I go back 10 days because that is what I'll call your noise of the day. And when you've done all of your homework to enter a trade, what you don't want to do is say that you can control the market, that you know where the market's going to go. Because the bottom line is, I don't, you don't, none of us do. So what you can do is say, you know what, I've done all that homework, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter my trade here, but I'm going to put my trade outside of the average daily noise. That's in essence what the average true range is. And so what I do is I just simply also use a multiplier of it, because I believe that even though we've got an average, it's just average. I don't like average. I like outstanding. I want to stand out. Well, how do you do that? You put it even outside of the average, right, folks? So in this case here, I use some multiplier greater than 1. I default to 2.7. That's always worked well for me. I take a look at where that might be on a swing point standpoint, but you can adjust it. Now, let's say you don't even trade with my system, and you trade with somebody else's. Well, it's very simple to just go ahead and put their stop in here, because what you can do is you can put in the average true range field, if they tell you it's an 80-cent stop, and I'll just do that. Let's say it's 83 cents. All you have to do is put 83 cents, put the number 1 for the stop multiplication factor, and voila, you've got it. Then all you're doing is you're putting your entry price. And let's say on ZAG, I entered, I can't recall, maybe it was around $8.50, or that was the stop. Maybe it was around $9, let's just say, because I don't recall what that is off the top of my head. So we're just going to put $9 in there and a projected sell we're going to put in here at $15. Boom. All you do is you hit the calculate button. And what this is going to do, this is going to tell us everything that we need to know about the trade. So it's going to come back, tell us the stock, tell us what our multiplication factor, our entry price, our hard stop, what you want to know, and exactly what the position size, how many shares you should buy. This is a tool that you want to have in your arsenal, whether you're doing it manually or whether you just simply log in, sign up for my newsletter, use this for 30 days. You can use this for 30 days, unconditional money-back guarantee, so it's as if you've got it for free, folks. Understand position sizing. It's the right mindset in order for you to be able to accumulate the wealth that you need to, folks. Anyways, we'll be right back. 877-927-6648. The futures, Dow futures up 71. S&P is up 5. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Are you looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's just wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back, 877-927-6648. And just a couple last items on the position size. And because I think, well, look, because I know that it's so important, and I know the impact that it can have on your trading, and I know the impact that it can have on your mindset about trading, and I especially know this when I know that there's 4 out of 5 folks out there that are afraid for their life to put their money at risk in this market. And if you just simply open yourself up to some math, some real, I talk about sacred geometry numbers. I want to open you up to some sacred math, a portion of the money game that hasn't been taught, that when you learn this, folks, it'll totally give you the right mindset to be able to go out there and make that money grow, because it's all about taking your capital that you've got on the side, making that grow so that it can start contributing and paying off your bills. And what you really want to get to is where your money is working for you, and it simply takes all of your it pays for all of your monthly expenses. I believe so strongly in this, we're going to do a free workshop on this in a couple weeks. It's not posted yet, but we're convinced that this is such an important tool to bring out there. It doesn't matter whether you're trading my system or you're trading your own or you're trading somebody else's. We've got this set up here so that you can absolutely identify your position size and just simply understand how many shares it is you should be trading. And so it's such a powerful thing. So, thanks for letting me share that with you. I'm sure we'll get the date for that up on the website here over the course of, probably by early next week, if not today. So anyways, let's take a spin around the world and see what's happening there. We always like to start off in Germany these days, although it's not too bad to start off over in Hong Kong. Their index was up last night, another 500-plus points. That was being up over 900 points the night before. Now, we knew to expect that because it had pulled all the way back to the 0.618 area. And we talk about these Fibonacci retracement numbers. And thanks for all the emails that I get from folks. I've gotten emails from folks that all are really trying to help and contribute to me and help to make me grow. Apparently, I was saying one word that I was saying was, what was it? It was irregardless. And, and that's not an actual word. I know anytime that I write it in my, in anything that I'm writing in a Word document, it comes back and tells me it's not a word. Didn't realize that I actually say it. So if you catch me, hit the buzzer, so you can shock me or something and get me away from saying that word, because it's just regardless. And I really do like the fact that people are listening and they like the energy, they like what it is that I'm communicating, and they just simply want to make me better. I mean, I just simply want to make you better, and anything you can do to make me better, man, that's a beautiful thing. That's really what it's all about. Another email that came in yesterday was asking why I didn't use the 50% area, if you will, as a sacred geometry number, as a retracement number. And there's a lot of technicians that use that. There's technicians that use all kinds of things. What I'm sharing with you are the tools that absolutely make me a successful trader. The 50% retracement, if that works in your trading system, you should absolutely use it. For me, it doesn't work. Why? For a couple of reasons. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not aware of it, but it doesn't work for me with regard to the money management aspect of trading. What I know is what I see in most charts, especially when you see patterns, because these are non-random patterns. These are just simply breathing patterns that go on inside these charts. What happens, folks, is that when you're at the 0.618 level, it's so important to identify your stop. That average true range is such a help. But what you want to take a look at is if it gets beyond that 0.618, if it closes above that 0.618, things usually don't stop in the middle of the floor like when you're in an elevator, and that's all that this is. And it is likely, and I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a high percentage. It wants to go up to that next floor, that 0.786 floor. The risk reward isn't in it. It may be in it to have a wide enough stop between your 618 and 786 with that average true range and still be able to stay in the trade, because it's important when you've done your homework to be able to have the right position size so you can stay in the trade. In this case here at the 5-0 level, I'm going to get stopped out for sure. So I just simply don't play that. I'm not saying it's not, a proper thing to use. It just simply doesn't work in my toolbox, if you will. And so I just wanted to address that. Now we're taking a look at the DAX here, and on the DAX, what I certainly do is use swing points and understand what's going on swing point-wise. Well, in the DAX, we're taking a look at really 3 swing points, if you will, or 3 areas. The September 28th, the September 29th area, that high there is 5704.41. And what you can see is that the DAX is trading at 5701.51. It traded above that this morning. It looks to me like it wants to push above that. But more importantly, or just as important, there's another swing point if you go further left. That's the August 31st time frame. The low on that swing was 56.48. We're trading above that. To me, what the DAX wants to do is it wants to go test the high of the August 31st time frame. That, folks, would be 58.69. That would set up a 1.272 expansion of the last swing high to low and sets up a nice pattern here. That's what it looks like to me. We'll take that information. We'll go apply it to the U.S. markets, the U.S. indexes, or anything else you'd like. All you have to do is give me a call at 877-927-6648, and we'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in the equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back, 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for joining us. We are off to the races, and you've got the Dow up 67, the S&P's up 2, the composite down 3, small caps are basically flat. And, hey, one last thing on that ZAG trade is that since we entered that, and it was right around what did we enter that, around 980? We are up 24% on that little baby there. So anyways, we've got the S&P 500 up on the screen here. And if you listen, I filled in for Tom a couple nights ago. Absolutely had a blast because this truly is my favorite thing to do. There's nothing I would rather be doing than this. And one of the things I talked about was where I thought the S&P, where I thought the Dow, the NASDAQ was going. And I gave the first target, where I said that the S&P was going to go to was the 0.786 area. That's the 1170 mark. And what we did so far this morning is we got up to 1169.78. Geez, I would say that would be pretty close. And so we'll see how this area here gets handled. Now, the reason why I was using the 0.786 is I was looking at what have we done swing point wise on the way up and down, if you will. You know, you can see that we're continuing to make lower highs. That is a sign of a bear market, at least this leg. But look, we're in a horrible bear market just overall. We are absolutely in a horrible bear market. It's a beautiful market to be able to make money. Absolutely. If you've got control of your finances, we've got the tools to be able to help you to make money in a market like this. And you can make more money in a bear market than you can well, let's just say you can make a ton of money in a bear market. You shouldn't let that scare you, if you will. Now, if we take a look at the last time we made a swing point high to low, we'd be looking at the September 20th time frame on the SPX. The high there was the 1220.39, and we came all the way down to the September 22nd time frame. And if I use my retracement tool, the 0.786 on that move, which is basically where we got to, was 1197. And the swing point where we came up was September 27th. It got up to 1195.86, off by a point. Boy, you got to love that. So that was a 0.786 move. I'm going to go ahead and take a look. Let's look at the next set of swing points that we have out there. Now we're going from the high of August 31st. Remember, I was talking about that August 31st on the DAX chart. It's an important date to understand where the DAX is going, because this is a one-world market. So you really want to understand what's going on around the world. In this case here, on August 31st, the high is 1230. You go down to the lowest swing point that you can see here. In this case here, I'm doing that, which is September 12th. The low is 1136, and you take a look at where the market actually bounced up to. It bounced just above the 0.786 area. It did that on the 16th of September, tried it again on the 19th, closed below it, tried it again on the 20th, closed below it. That 0.786 area for the last three legs, well, this now makes a third leg, is very important. And patterns repeat themselves. We talk about patterns. Pattern recognition is so important, because when you can buy into the theory, which is so easy to do, when you know that you have rituals, I have rituals, and you realize that the market is nothing more than participants like you or I that have rituals, that have certain patterns, that's what you see inside the marketplace. Now, is this a place to go ahead and go short right now? No, you really need some other confirming piece of information. What's that piece of information? Well, next week we've got a number of astro events that are going on that have been better timing tools than to necessarily put your money at risk here, unless there's some other signal that we see in the marketplace. Some other signal might be a candle formation pattern, might be an intraday pattern if you dive down into the charts on maybe a 30-minute basis or a 60-minute basis. Maybe it is some type of volume that we see come out. Maybe it's going and taking a look at the, let's say you're trading the Qs, and you just simply go over to ProShares, and what you would do is you would look at the top 10 holdings in the Qs, and you would do your analysis, because the top 10 holdings inside the Qs, folks, represent about 54%. All you have to do is analyze 10 stocks to understand what the group of 100 is likely going to do. Anyways, we'll be right back here, folks. 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for joining us. You got the dial up 73.
It's always better when we're together.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry, or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we waited at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow's up 46. The S&P's flat, minus 0.42. The composite down 11. We'll go take a look at Apple in a minute. You got the small caps down 5. But first, let's go to our man Richard in Colorado. Richard, thank you so much for calling. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Doing wonderful. Thanks. What are you going to do for your weekend? Are you an outdoor guy out in Colorado?
Oh, I have a long honeydew list, so yeah, I'll be outside cleaning up the yard.
Okay, all right, good. Now, are you a football fan or a hockey fan?
Just for high school sports, watching the kids.
Yeah, boy,
not enough hours in the day for pro sports.
Yeah, you know what was cool was last night was they started televising hockey. I don't know if that was the first night or if the season opened, but it was great because we had baseball on, we had hockey on. It was a wonderful thing. But you wanted to take a look at the Spies. What are you looking at here? How can I help you?
Well, I was listening to Larry Pesavento's show.
Sure.
He mentioned in '87 he hit the lottery with by going putting in a put on the Spiders.
Okay.
And I'm new to all that, and wanted your advice on what the risks are and where you might see where to put the put. So, he was talking about, at that time the Spiders were trading at 290. He put it in around 210. Now they're at 163. What would be a put position?
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you what we'll do is do you listen to the Money Masters show that Tom and I do together?
Yes.
Okay. So with regard to the put side of it, I'll see if Tom and I can cover that. That is not my area of expertise. Your risk is real simple. It's all the, if you're just simply going naked, it's simply all the money that you put up, from an option standpoint. We got a great option show with Don Kaufman, and so I won't give you the advice on that piece of it because that's not my area of expertise. But what Larry's looking at with regard to, winning the lottery. Okay, so the winning the lottery, hopefully what that means is that you've put up a $1 ticket, or no more than 1% of your working capital, your trading capital, for some possible reward here. Now, where Larry's thinking, and my thinking strategy is also very similar, and that is that if you take a look at what we have coming up here for the month of October, on Monday there's a set of Astro aspects that are going to be occurring, and those typically are a turn date. But what we also have is on Wednesday we've got the full moon that's coming in, with the moon also being, I think it's at it's a perigee or apogee, I can't remember, but you got that combo coming in. So in the Monday through Wednesday time frame is an area where astro-wise, if you will, or lunar-wise, typically represent a turn. Is it going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Is it going to be Friday? Because they have these little orbs. I don't know that it's going to be today just yet. We're going to have to take a look at the volume, see what's going on there, but it is likely going to be next week. Now, when he talks about the lottery, what he also knows is that, and what I know is that on October 26th, we have a very powerful, very strong set of astro events where it's only occurred really 0.03% of the time, even less than that, since 1800. I went back and took a look at between 1800 and 2100, and there have only been 31, or there will only be 31 or 35 of this setup. And as I've gone back and applied it to the charts, my subscribers see that in the charts. They understand the power of that. And so if there's a turn coming next week, our thoughts are that what the market will do is if it turns down, the market will pull all the way down till the October 26th time frame. If the market decides to turn up, from this point, then the market would go ahead and push up into this time frame. And so there's a couple different ways to play it. You know, I'm more familiar with the lunar aspects and the October 26th. The transit chart that Larry's talking about, that's something that I don't have access to, and I haven't traded that enough to be able to give you any type of good piece of advice on that. You know, it's possible that the market could pull down into Wednesday. These full moons have been so good at being able to identify a timing of a market change. And all that does, folks, is it really gives you like to see time and price come together at the same time. And what you'd like to do is, it's where your back is up against the wall. But one of the things, Richard, that you want to do for sure, absolutely, it doesn't matter to me whether you're buying a put or whether you're just simply selling the market short, then what you want to be able to do is make sure that you don't trade any more than 1% of your working capital. And when it comes to the options, since I don't play the option strategy, I'm not sure if the 1% rule is in effect, or I know you shouldn't be doing more than that. That's for sure. And so I'd say you want to do that. From my standpoint, from a trading standpoint, when you're just simply using the ETF structures that we have out there, and you can play the 1 times or the 2 times or the 3 times, you don't have to be right on the timing. You know, if it takes longer for the market to pull back, just because there's these astro events we talk about, that doesn't mean that they're certainty. There is no certainty in the marketplace other than what it is that you risk. And so, you know, you say you're new to it. You'd be new to the trading aspect or new to the option aspect?
New to options, and I really got a lot out of your money management seminars on the webpage.
Well, good. You know, so you want to certainly use that. You know, using that position size calculator, it's so important. That's why we went ahead and invested in that here at TFNN and created that tool for our subscribership, if you will. You know, if I just simply, right now I've got the SPY chart on my screen here, and it did what it's supposed to do, which was get up to that next level, that 0.786. That's the 116.96. You're trading at 116.42. Not a big deal. These floors are nothing more, and I visualize them in my head, they're nothing more than riding up an escalator or an elevator in a building, in an elevator, because you're going to get off at these 3 floors. And so this is a normal place at the 0.786 for participants to take their money, especially if they got in at the 107 area, somewhere down there in the lows of October 4th. This would be a natural area to take some of your profits, to take all of your profits. It's a normal place where people get on. The question is going to be who's going to, or get off. The question is going to be who's going to get on the elevator with us right now. If you're long. If nobody's getting on the elevator, then that thing is going to go back down to, you know, it's going to start moving down. And in this case here, what we want to do, because it's important to take a look at swing point action, so I'm just simply going to dive into just simply a 5-minute time frame since it's only 9:49. And if we take a look and we see what the SPYs have done, they're coming up against the swing point from yesterday at the close that had 10 million shares. And you've backed into that right now with only 3.9 million shares, 5.2 million shares. There's not enough to bust through this. So be patient on this, and I'll ask Tom and see if we can take a look at the option trade that you discussed. Richard, thanks so much for calling. You betcha. Folks, 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before October 15th from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just 1, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, The Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you only have till October 15th to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to thefrontoftfnn.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow up 60, S&P's up 1. And let's go right out to Dean in Tampa. Dean, thanks for calling.
Thank you, Steve, and good morning, and Ohio gozaimasu.
There you go. There you go. I love it. I love it.
And thank you for the seminar you put on. It was great. And my only regret is that I didn't invite my 3 kids to come, too, because, it was very inspirational, very, motivational, and even if you're not into stocks and things, it would have been a great thing for them to attend. So I'll invite them to the next one because I know you have a lot of slides and information left over from the previous one.
Absolutely. Well, look, thank you for taking your time and, and coming out there with us. And, there was a lot of great information. It was great energy, great feeling. I'm still recovering from it. I'm looking forward to this weekend, hopefully not doing too much. And thanks for the kind comments. Now, you wanted to take a look at Salesforce, CRM as the ticker symbol?
Right. I've gone short on that, and it has a head and shoulders pattern over the past month and a half.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. And did you went short today then, this morning, or?
No, I went short about a week ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, that's nice. So a week ago. Now, a week ago when? Because this thing has been moving up. So
I don't have the exact date.
You don't know? Okay.
But it was doing pretty good till yesterday when it popped up, but it didn't really have as much, more volume.
Well, here's the thing that you've got to be concerned with as we take a look at it. What the stock actually did was it came right back to a breakout area, and that breakout area, Dean, was really going back to the November 19th time frame, and you had 15 million shares. Now, it gapped up from November 18th, And what these stocks typically do is they'll come back to their breakout area. What you also happen to have is you happen to have another bar with some high volume. That's October 6th, which is also right around that breakout area. So what this is telling me is you've got some institutional buyers that are in this stock. And so it came there, and it's an area of support. And so in order for this ABC to complete on CRM, you're going to have to bust through that. So you're going to have more than 16 million shares as you're getting down below the low that you had on Monday this week, Monday or Tuesday on the 4th of this week. So you got to be careful there. This thing looks like maybe what it's going to do is it's going to go sideways and build up some energy to go ahead and try to bust those areas. But you've got some support in here, okay, at that area.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to be careful on this one. If I take a quick look, let me see what the short interest is on this. Short interest isn't too bad; it's 2.9, so that's okay. Just make sure you've got to stop in. Well, probably somewhere above the 126, 127, 26 area, somewhere right above there, which is above the 0.618 and the last swing point that's out there.
Right.
All righty.
Okay.
Hey, Dean, thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Again, thanks for showing up, coming last weekend, and I look forward to meeting your three kids and helping them out. Let's go to Jason in Spokane. Jason, thanks for calling.
Yes, thank you for answering my call.
You bet. So you listen to us on 1230?
Yes, I do.
Oh, thank you for doing that. You wanted to take a look at the FAS. Are you in it? Looking to get in it?
I was wondering if today would be a good entry day.
Actually, on the FAS, and I've got it up on my screen, you've just had a real nice move up, and that also has gotten very close to the 0.786 retracement of its last move down. And where I'm going from is I'm going from the September 27th high of 1275 down to the low that we made October 4th. So you would want this to pull back, and you would want this to pull back into the at least the October 4th time frame before you would take a look at getting into this. And this thing is on a downtrend here. You continue to make lower highs and lower lows. So if you were going to play this, it would just be maybe a day or two. All right?
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jason. Thanks for calling, folks. Stay tuned. Tom and I will be up in just a few moments. Thanks for being with me this morning. Have a great Friday. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now.